Hello, my name is Becky Hippert and I work in the University Senate office. I'll be walking you through the University and Faculty Senate agenda for the November 3rd, 2016 meeting. These meetings are being held concurrently, which means that business for the two bodies will be mixed throughout the agenda. For other meetings, the University Senate business will be first, followed by the Faculty Senate. The current agenda is always linked from the University Senate homepage. Senators are welcome to print a copy before the meeting. Otherwise, there will be paper copies provided in the Twin Cities. The president serves as chair of the University and Faculty Senates, so he will call your attention to be seated at or just before 2:30 p.m. He will welcome senators to the meeting and then cycle through each campus connected via ITV. He will then turn to the agenda and start through the items. Item 1 is administrative responses to Senate action items from previous meetings and is reported for information. Item 2 is results from electronic votes taken after the May 5th, 2016 Faculty and University Senate meetings and is also reported for information. Item 3 is a tribute to deceased members of the university community. This list is compiled for each Senate meeting and includes faculty, staff, and students. The president will ask all senators to stand, and then he will read each name. Following the final name, he will ask for a moment of silence. He will then ask senators to be seated. As there has not been a Senate meeting since May 2016, the list at the fall meeting can be lengthy. Item 4, approval of the May Senate minutes, is then the next item. The president will simply ask for a voice vote, requesting that all those in favor signal by saying aye, those opposed nay, and any abstentions. Most items in the Senate do not require a counted vote, and therefore a simple voice vote is done first. If the president determines that the voice vote is close, he will ask senators to raise their voting cards when he asks for those in favor, opposed, and abstaining. Item 5 is the Faculty Consultative Committee report and the Senate Consultative Committee report. Normally, the president would ask the Faculty Consultative Committee and Senate Consultative Committee Chair, Professor Colin Campbell, to move to a microphone and provide a report on what the committee has been doing and any upcoming items. However, as Professor Campbell cannot be at this meeting, the Vice Chair of the Senate, Professor Kathy French, will be providing these reports. Next on the agenda is Item 6, which is Senator responsibilities. The president will ask the Vice Chair of the Senate, Professor Kathy French, to take a few minutes to discuss this list, highlighting issues that she feels are important. Following are items 7 and 8, which is a time for Provost Hanson to provide a report and to answer questions proposed in advance or from the floor. Item 9 is one of the main items on the agenda, a discussion of what role instructors can play regarding student mental health. This will be an opportunity for senators to ask questions and make comments based on the questions provided in the agenda. The second main item on the agenda, item 10, concerns a discussion of a draft SHIELD amendment. Again, senators are asked to review the draft in advance of the meeting and be prepared to ask questions and make comments. Then are items 11 and 12, which is a time for the president to provide a report and to answer questions proposed in advance or from the floor. Item 13, old business, is any items that were not dealt with at the previous meetings. As this is almost never the case, there is unlikely to be any old business. Then item 14 is new business. This is a chance for a committee or senator to introduce an item that was not proposed in enough time to make the printed agenda. To consider an item of new business, a 2/3 majority of those present must vote in favor, otherwise it is automatically referred to a committee. If the vote is positive, then the business will be dealt with by the Senate. The last item is adjournment. For this meeting, this is the point at which the meeting is concluded and all senators leave. In other agendas, once the University Senate business concludes, the Faculty Senate meeting will begin. The president will excuse student and staff senators, but ask faculty to remain for the remainder of the meeting. A short break will be taken to allow university senators to leave. Thank you.